Yes, well, how I was involved with this project was I got the script first, and after I read it, I was very fascinated with the material. And my next question, of course, was can I see this footage? Because it was just so incredible to me, the subject matter, that I really wanted to see if it was real or not. And so the director showed me this footage that that was just mind-blowing. The amount of things that I saw, and I was very skeptical going into it, going, these things don't really happen. And when I saw this footage, I was so overwhelmed and so horrified and frightened at how people can believe something to such an extent, and whatever their experiences were, they believed so much that they actually physically manifested in the most horrifying, dramatic, violent ways in this footage. I mean, I was crying, I was overwhelmed. I just said, I can't believe this, I can't believe this. And of course, after that, I said, I have to be involved with this film, I have to tell this story because it's so important and it's just so absolutely unlike anything I've ever experienced before. And it changed my whole view about things that I don't understand. And I think it's one of those interesting times in someone's life where they stop and say, "Oh, maybe there is something else out there that we have no comprehension about." And whatever that is, it changes people's lives. And I mean, the amount of footage that I saw was incredible. And actually, only two of the patients that were studied and that were in the archives allowed their footage to be shown. So much that I saw couldn't even be used in the movie because people didn't want their identities known, and they were just scared. And it was absolutely shocking. It really, really shocking. So I have to say it really changed my life in so many ways. And I said, you know, I need to play this person. I need this story to be heard by people because it's absolutely mind-blowing and it's so shocking, and it's something people have to see. They have to see it to understand that things are happening to people that we have no comprehension of, and people have to know about it. Well, you know, I think Olatunde, the director, did a really amazing job telling this story in a cinematic way, because it was really important for us to show the characters and who these people were outside of the archived footage. Because in some way, when you see the archived footage, you're just seeing them there. But who were those people before they came in? We wanted to make them human beings because in a way, when you see such madness, you almost disassociate yourself from who that person is. They become a sort of victim. And we wanted to take them away from being victims and make them real people that our audience could imagine themselves in this situation. I mean, these are normal people. They're not crazy. They're not weirdos. They're police officers, they're doctors, they're lawyers, they're people that any one of us could know. And we wanted our audience to be able to see these people for who they were outside of the horrifying things that they've experienced. Um, well, yes, you know, we really felt. I mean, the archive footage is so intense and so frightening, and unfortunately, we aren't able to show it all because people just didn't want to release it, and we weren't allowed to. But you know, to be able to see it for real And also for us as actors to be able to play these people outside of the archive footage, I think is what makes this film a relatable movie for other people. Because, you know, you can go on, you know, Discovery Channel and see people getting interviewed about extraterrestrial experiences, close encounters, but we wanted people to relate as human beings to these characters. It wasn't just about people getting interviewed. We wanted to tell their story. We wanted to make them complete, because that, in some sense, is the only way that people will be able to relate to these characters and, in some sense, suspend their belief and be open to what potentially they don't understand. Well, unfortunately, I wasn't able to meet Dr. Tyler personally, because she doesn't want anybody to know her, and you know, she didn't want, she went as far as telling her story, but none of the actors were able to meet the people we were playing. So we tried as much as we could to watch the archive footage and embody these people and hearing their stories and hearing their voices and just trying to find their essence in a sense. You know, so in a way, as an actor, I just had to find compassion and empathy for this woman, for what she's been through as a mother, losing her children, which I could relate to being a mother myself, and fill in the blanks in a way, to the best of my abilities to do her character justice. I mean, that's a very, the most horrifying thing for any parent to think about. And I don't know if I could be as strong as my character is in the movie. I think it's just something I don't even want to think about, but it was one of the most challenging parts of the film for me to actually put myself in the position of a mother who loses her child. I've never been through something like that as an actress, and of course, in the one sense, it's what attracted me to the character, was delving into places that I wouldn't never want to go. But at the same time, I felt like that's exactly why I need to do it, because it's frightening. And I don't know if I'd ever want to do it again. I didn't really know much. I mean, I'd seen science fiction films, I'd seen specials on TV, and it was always kind of like whatever, funny, or I'd just be like, I don't know, whatever. I'm very skeptical. But when I saw the archive footage, I mean, it was beyond anything I had ever experienced before, and it was so disturbing, and it was so horrifying. It's even today, I can't be by myself at home at night. I need my friends to come stay with me. I mean, it really made me stop and question myself and what I believe and what I don't believe, and really what is out there that we don't understand. Because an experience can happen to you that potentially could change the way you see your life and what's normal and what isn't normal. And it really opened my mind to the fact that your belief can literally physically change you. Like, the physical manifestations that appeared in these people were so horrifying that you're almost scared to believe too much in things, because you never know what the human psyche can take. what's the point where things collapse in your own mind? How much can you take? And that was just horrifying. I mean, to see what these people, what happened to them on a physical level was, it defied physics. I mean, is the only way I can explain it. And it was one of the scariest things I've ever seen in my life. I wish that more of the archive footage could be seen in the movie, because it was really, it's something that people need to see. It's something people need to experience. And you know, I think more and more people are gonna come out with these kind of scenarios, because there's been so many governments that have covered up so much. There's so many case files that are just going to be released in the next few years that the governments have been keeping under strict surveillance, that are top secret files, that we as people have a right to know at least why it's being hidden. Why is the government so scared to show us these things? And when I saw this footage, I could definitely, in a sense, understand why it's not being shown, because in a way, I mean, some people might go out of their minds. Well, Olatunde is one of the most intelligent and wise men I've ever worked with, in the sense that he's so articulate and so passionate, and has been involved with this story and following this story and trying to find out more and more about it, and collecting this footage and delving deeper and deeper into it for so many years, that you know, for him, this was a real project of passion, in that sense that it's been his baby for so many years. And so he knew exactly what he needed from everybody, and he knew exactly how to get it. And he really knows how to talk to actors. Because he has so much experience with all of this footage, that he knew exactly how to recreate it in the way that he saw it. Well, if I was gonna tell whoever is gonna see this movie what I think the message is that in some cases we have to be open to understand that there's so much out there that we will never be able to comprehend, and we have to be open to that, because things are really happening to people that are changing their lives in physical ways that cannot be denied. And we, as filmmakers, are showing you some of the ways that this can happen.